Hello, beloved friends, and welcome once again to another Divine Loss program where you and I gather together to study the very laws that shall govern our lives for immortality. So, with much gratitude to God, Master Jesus, and the loving mentor spirits who grant us this opportunity, let us now focus our attention on question 125. Shall we? So, in question 125 of the Spirit's book, Kardec asks the following question: will those spirits who follow the path of evil be able to arrive at the same degree of elevation as the others? And the illuminated spirits answer to Kardec and all of us in the following manner: yes, but the eternities will be much longer for them. And Kardec explains to all of us, beloved friends, that eternities are meant to refer to the perpetuity of the suffering that imperfect spirits experience, since every time they succumb to a trial, they believe that suffering will never end. This, beloved friends, was the case of our dear Andre Lewis as he began his journey after discarnation. Once he first transitioned to the spiritual realm, he was caught in his own memories of his recent reincarnation, and he could not raise his thoughts to think of God right away, to be grateful to God for the opportunities that had been granted to him. At that particular moment in time, André Lewis felt as though his suffering would not reach an end. So, what did it take for André Lewis to shift his perception? What it took, as we can see both in the very book and in the movie itself, what it took was a moment of connection, heart to heart connection with God, a sincere conversation with God allowed for André Lewis to open, to expand his vision and understand that God did have a beautiful plan of love for him in place. What was that plan of love? Not only was Mentor Clarencio right there, Minister Clarencio right there, willing to help him, but also his loving mother, a spirit much more evolved than he was, had been praying for him and awaiting for him. So, dear friends, through the law of worship, meaning through our direct communication with God, open dialogue, heart to heart, our vision can expand. And like Andre Lewis, you and I can begin seeing the good, seeing the positive in every aspect of our lives. Challenges then become learning opportunities, and rather than feeling defeated, you and I have a chance with God and through God to develop an attitude of gratitude. The more we develop this optimistic, hopeful, courageous attitude, the more we are able to understand God's loving plan for each and every one of us. So, this, beloved friends, is our very exercise for tonight. Number one, to open our hearts for a conversation with God. Will God listen to us? Absolutely, because we are immersed in God's loving vibrations. The entire universe is God's creation, so there isn't any place in this universe where God is not. So at any time, we can reach God by speaking from heart to heart. And how shall God respond? Through our guardian angels and many messengers of hope and kindness that work unceasingly. So let us then communicate with God openly in order to boost our ability to seek the good in everything and in everyone. And as we seek the good in everything and in everyone, we are ready to embrace the second law, which is to be useful to others. As we become useful to others, we progress faster and reach the level of greater purity, meaning selflessness, that is meant for each and every one of us in this universe. So, what a beautiful proposal from on high for every one of us to open our hearts to God and become all the more useful to others. Thank you, beloved friends, for embracing this proposal together. And let us continue to stay tuned right here to Kardec Radio, where, of course, we are always nourishing our souls. Thank you, beloved friends, and many blessings.